Hello, and welcome to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are live on the new streaming network.com, WGSN-DB Going Solo Network Radio, TV, and podcast. Our topic today, and we are very happy to bring back to the show Miss Kris Burke because she is now a published author again. Again, so she is here to talk about her new book, Living Wholeness. And you know what? It's funny because the topic of the show is just living wholeness, but I love that the full name of your book. And let me pull it up to make sure I get it correct. It's called Living Wholeness, When Life is Allowed to Feel Like Home. Let that land for a second.
Yeah.
That just feels good in the freaking title. So I can't wait to see what comes for the rest of the show. But before we go there, I am your co-host, Judy Forder, and I am here with my co-host in peace, Miss
Janice Leonard. Hey. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for being here with us today. And this is a pretty, to me, it's a very important show because my last journey into wellness, healthiness, and peace started with this group right here in Masterful U. And that's where we started. That's where I met Judy, and here we are. So we're so happy to have Kris here today. Right now, Judy, although Judy and Kris started the show, right now, Judy and I are doing this weekly, and we're just sharing our journey into well-being and love and light and wholeness, and sharing different tools and ways to help everybody else do that. We are part of a 501c3, and if you go to our website, peacefulempowermentworks.org, excuse me, you can see actually there's a tab for shows, and you can see any show you want to see. There's a donate button on the top and one on the bottom. If you are able to donate, it's tax deductible. If not, please like, subscribe, share, and we appreciate you and so glad you're here.
Awesome. Amen. Kris, welcome to the show. We like to ring in everybody with Janice's beautiful singing bowl, her crystal bowl. So if everybody could just take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth.
Nice.
Beautiful. So as Janice said, Kris Burke and I started the show 3 years ago. I mean, we're up to over 150 episodes we've done the show. I know. And I call them the yellow years because our thumbnails were yellow.
That's right.
And when we ended the show, we said that Kris was going on to do more creative things and focus on Masterful U things. Well, this book is one of those things. Just one of the many things that you're working on. So we're super excited to have you here to share what you are putting out there into the world for people to absorb and sit with.
Thank you.
So thank you for coming back and launching your book here with us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Excellent. Janice, would you like to read the bio? Oh, we can't hear you.
I can, and I even have it ready to go.
Awesome.
In big print so I can read it. Kris Burke is the heart behind Masterful U, a safe place for women to shift from restlessness and run down to loving life again. She teaches the processes she used to realign with the natural feminine approaches to challenges and opportunities. Her joy is to reignite women's passion for life's adventure, guiding them to trust their intuition and grow the security and satisfaction they crave in their lives and our world. Kris is also the author of Living Wholeness, When Life is Allowed to Feel Like Home, a work that reflects her philosophy of inner alignment, emotional safety, and coming home to oneself. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kris, an MBA holder. Whoa, I lost that. Kris, an MBA holder intuitive shaman, and animal lover, is not just a transformation facilitator, but also a wife and an empty nester. She resides in picturesque Vermont, next door to me, a place that reflects her love for nature and tranquility. Yay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Wow. So, what would you like to tell people about this book before we meet Mew?
What would I like? So what I would like to tell you is that this book took me 18 years to write. When I started writing this book, I had started understanding, recognizing that a lot of the beliefs and approaches that I was using and that were being used around me to approach life were actually taking us further away from what it was that we really wanted to experience. So we thought our approach was going to deliver the experience we wanted, but in fact, it would seem to be taking us off course. And I wanted to tell everybody, oh my God, look what's happening. Look what I can see this. We got to stop this. We have to do something different. The book that I wrote 18 years later, thanks to life and its patient guidance and steering and teaching, is a book that just says, hey, you know what? You're already lovable exactly the way you are. And the whole goal here is to just participate in being who you are and participate with the life that you're in a way that feels right to you. And there's nothing more that needs to be done than that in order to actually fall in love with the truth of who you are. Not who you think you are, not the person that's in the circumstances that you're in that you think are good or bad or whatever, but the actual truth of you is lovable. And when you put your attention on, let me find out who I am and why the universe decided to put me exactly where I am in this moment, you can't help but fall in love with yourself. And that is the goal of my book.
Oh, wow.
No big deal.
18 years, girls. 18. Kicking and screaming.
Wow.
Yep.
Because I wanted to be an expert. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be the one who I figured it out. Let me tell you how. And then it was like, oh, shoot.
Wow.
Yes. And, all three of us have done a lot of talking about this. There is no cookie cutter way for people to find this love for themselves. It's all very personalized. So that's one of the things I love so much about this book is it's not trying to tell you that you have to be A, B, C, and D in order to get this. It's like, hey, have a seat, take a breath. Let's explore. And we always talk about explore and experiment. And this is exactly what this book does for you.
Oh, and Wendy just sent us a text. She says, that's exciting. I just ordered the new book.
Thanks, Wendy.
Wendy was one of our class members as well.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That was transformational. It was just such a powerful turning point in my life. And I appreciate it. Just learning unconditional love, learning I was okay, just being myself. That those, maybe they sound little, but they're huge. And I'm still journeying on it, that's for sure. But it was, thank you. Really.
Thank you, Janice. And the thing is that's why I talk about the practice, because I'm not done. I didn't get somewhere different. I came home to myself and gave myself permission to feel at home in this body, how it is. Some days being in this body is fantastic. Other days it's a little challenging. That's life. Right? And to be at home in my life as it is. And again, some days that's fantastic. And other days it really challenges me. And that's okay because that's what life is.
Yes.
Right?
I used to have this idea of what if I was healthy, wealthy, and wise, I would be this, or, so then I always was failing, of course, and that's such a it's a word, but I can't think of it.
The shift.
The paradigm shift. There you go. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it is kind of the paradox of the whole thing, is that we actually have to feel okay about being where we are in order to improve our experience in any direction. Because if I'm sitting here telling myself, I'm here because, and here are all the reasons that I can't do anything, that I'm powerless, that, all of the obstacles that I'm facing, I'm not going to have the energy to take the opportunity when the universe offers it to me. Absolutely. Because I already have written myself off. I've already said, nope, not for me. I can't. And here's all my evidence that I can't. Right. And so just when we decide to be in this body and say, I would like some possibilities, thank you very much. As soon as you say, I would like some possibilities, like, I don't know, for me, I feel the energy of possibility. And now if an opportunity comes along, I've got some energy to use.
And you see it, you don't miss it.
Right, exactly. I'm not fighting myself. I'm saying, oh, I'm going to use this energy. Can you guys hear those notifications pinging?
Yep.
Yes. Okay. So let's introduce our viewers to Mew, and she's going to give you an introduction to the book.
Great. So you want, So you want me to introduce Mew?
Yes, sure. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I wasn't sure what you were going to do with your notifications.
I don't know how to turn them off. So but I will be muted during this. So Mew actually is the character who accompanies people on their journey to living wholeness and to allowing life to feel like home, right? So it was important that people be accompanied, because this is not a solo journey. I mean, I'm not here on the earth alone. I'm here with all of you. There's a reason for that, right? We're here. We're meant to help one another along on this journey and to learn from one another and support one another. That said, because of the way our society is, if, let's say I were to show up there and be like, here, let me take you through, you might be tempted to make me the authority in your life, which I cannot be, because you have that role, right? And so Mew is there to say, let me come with you. You don't have to do this alone. Let me help you and be there, and recognize I am Mew. I am you. You are the authority. I'm a reflective surface for you, is the role that she's playing as you learn to love yourself. When you see the truth of yourself, you can't not love yourself. But we often have a lot of layers between where we are and that state that need a little bit of help to feel safe looking at them. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that's who she is. And she's Masterful U is MU.
Ooh. Got it.
Yes. And so she is naturally Mew, and the universe planned that. I'm not that clever. Yeah.
I love that. I'm you. All right. So Silverio, roll that beautiful beam footage.
It can be startling to question whether the way we have been approaching life is actually working. Most of us have tried hard to do what we believed is right, solve problems, improve ourselves, hold things together. We assume that if we keep trying, keep fixing, keep exerting effort, life will eventually become what we hoped it would be. And yet, over time, many of us grow tired. Tired of striving, tired of fixing, tired of wondering how we will keep up the effort. Tired, too, of worrying about what might happen if we stop. We may not question what we know, but we begin to question whether the way we have learned to live is leading where we expected or hoped it would. Even then, we may hesitate. Part of us may be afraid of what we might see. We may worry that the answers will somehow make us wrong. But questioning the way we have been living is not a failure. It is part of being human. In fact, I have come to see that questioning is a critical path to living wholeness. When a real question appears, something important has already begun. In my own life, questions like these have eventually begun to make a different way of navigating life available. I began to notice that life often responds to our questions by showing us something we could not see before, if we are paying attention. Moments appear, encounters happen, memories resurface. Something becomes visible that we had not noticed before. And when something becomes visible, choice becomes available. Sometimes what becomes visible stirs strong feelings, fear, grief, anger, or confusion. I have come to think of these as emotional weather. Like weather in the sky, it can pass if we give it time. Sitting quietly in the garden taught me something simple. There is no need to rush. There is no need to decide anything while the weather is still moving through. Clarity comes when we allow it. Clarity comes when it is time. The pages that follow grew out of such moments. Questions would arise in me, and life would demonstrate something in response. Sometimes the demonstrations were gentle. Sometimes they were surprising. Often they appeared in ordinary moments I might once have overlooked. This book is not about having the right answers. It is about making space for being human and learning along the way. My invitation to you is simple. Orient to your own questions. Notice what life may be showing you. When you see what becomes possible, choose what feels right for you.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that is actually the intro to the book that I narrated. And I need to give a nod to Krista, who created the video. So I did the audio part and gave it to her. And yeah, so yay, Krista, because it's awesome. And I became inspired to have this character and these videos walk people through the app, because I just think the energy of it, like you're accompanied, but there's nobody there who you're going to be ashamed to reveal the truths to, right?
There's no judgment.
Right.
There's no chance for judgment.
Right. Exactly. And that's important. It takes time to trust people enough to be our authentic selves, or to be, real with them. And we need a little bit of a faster course right now.
I agree. And that's something that we all talked about. 18 years, I've been at this for over 12, and it's a lifelong process. But yeah, we don't have time for people to be taking 18, 20 years to do this anymore.
No, we don't.
The big term that, the young kids use is cheat code. This is like the cheat code.
Yeah, it is. It's like we had to go through all of the layers, and the various layers, like we were talking about this yesterday, I think. There was a layer at which I was so proud of how hard I had worked on my inner stuff, right? And I also simultaneously was like, I've worked hard on my inner stuff. And if you haven't worked hard on your inner stuff, well, then, you should have. Like it was that whole ego thing about I'm better than you are. actually went with me because it's a tricky one. And it went with me into my personal development work. And I started using it to separate myself from other people. Like, I do my work and you don't, right? So I might get people mad at people, in my family or at work or whatever it was, because I started using that to see myself as different.
Superior.
That's
what our egos do. Yep.
Yes, they want to find out. That's safety. Your ego feels safe when it can look at other people and say they're beneath me, because it's constantly looking at other people and saying they're ahead of me, they're above me.
It's always
right?
a judgment.
It's always in this process of where am I? And so I realized that I had separated myself from humanity. Like, I was still doing it. Not like it was something I invented. I was born into a culture that does that. And then I was continuing to practice it. And what I wanted was connection. How can you be connected when you're constantly figuring out how you're different and where you rank? You can't. Right? So that process of kind of saying everybody's doing their work, and I don't want to be proud of doing my work. I actually want to just be at home in my skin and support other people in doing that same thing.
Awesome. I feel like this is a perfect place for us to take a quick commercial break. And when we get back, I want to dig into the characters you have in your book.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Be Here Now, where presence invites perspective and allows peace. We are here with Miss Kris Burke, who has just released another book called Living Wholeness. And we had a beautiful video introduction to the book. And then she has a few characters in these books that were created many, many years ago. And I feel like we need to touch base with those, if you would like to introduce those characters to our listeners.
Sure. The characters evolved also, because when I was first writing about them, they were their circumstances and their behaviors. And I kind of wanted them to see, like, look what you're doing. I had a relationship with these characters because they were real to me. Like, there was Keys, who was raised by parents who taught him about learning to go with your life and find your place and to allow things to flow. And then there was, the person who was like, you will do well on your exams and you will make me proud and you will get a good job because you as a child reflect on me. Right? And so there were all these parents with these different belief systems, and they were raising their children within those belief systems, and the children didn't know that there was a belief system to be chosen. They were just living, they were swimming in the goldfish bowl of this is what this family believes, and therefore this is what you're going to deal with. And so we adapt to that. We adapt to our surroundings. We find out what's safe to say and what's safe to do and what is not safe to say and what is not safe to do. And we don't know that we're adapting, where it's happening unconsciously. And by the time we become older, whatever those patterns are that we learn to navigate our childhood environments, they're now how we navigate the world. And what I wanted to do with these characters was to say, look, if you navigate like this, you end up in this loop. Right? You think you're going somewhere, but you're circling. We used to talk about driving around in your clown car. And it's like, oh, if I just drive faster, I'm going to get there faster. Like if I just strive more, right? Like Arden is a big striver. And she also ends up divorced because she can't connect in relationship because everything is a freaking competition for her. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Arden is bad. It's not because Arden is incapable of connection. It's because Arden grew up in an environment where she learned your value is in your ability to win. Well, if I need to win, how do I connect? Because I need the people around me to lose. Even when it's my partner. Right? So as an example. So these characters are all kind of showing us different environments, like they were shaped by their environments. And now they're living in that. But the thing is, they identify with the environment. They think it's who they are. Right? And they're saying, I'm bad if I lose. But not everybody thinks they're bad if they lose. The people who learned to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And they're experiencing that, right? So I wanted to show that the way that we're approaching and interacting and making choices was shaped by our experiences. It's not who we are. And we can always decide that we want to try on a different approach. But how do you do that if you don't know how you were shaped to begin with? And that's what the book really does, is you see these characters, they're showing up the way they were shaped.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They just were responding to their environments, and they kept learning, oh, if I do this, then that happens. And if I try this, that gets better. And so they're shaped that way, and they show up in their skin that way. And as we move, and it's not good or bad, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like that's a bad way and that's a good way. It's just they deliver certain experiences. Mm-hmm. And so if we're in an experience that we like, great, keep doing the things that we're doing. But when we get into an experience that's not delivering what it is that we want, we can ask ourselves, what is shaping this experience and what else could I do? And these characters are meant to kind of demonstrate, here are some other approaches. Right? I mean, as children, if your parents had said to you, hey, I'm going to say this thing to you right now, I'm going to criticize you. And when I criticize you, there's a part of you that's going to be like, okay, make a note of that. Don't ever, let mom or dad see this again.
Yep.
If they had said to you, if you hold this, here are the ramifications of that. And here are the 5 other options that you could do, right? Instead of deciding I'm going to hide this from the world, you could also just be like, that's mom and dad's perspective on it. It doesn't have to be mine. Right? Nobody told us that we could do that.
No. Nope.
Well, so that is the point. As like here, did I answer your question?
Yes. Yes. I love the fact that, because those characters all hit certain points where the biggest thing for me is, I talk about being numb, living in autopilot. So choice wasn't something that it wasn't even in my realm of thinking.
Right.
And it wasn't until, I had a flash of light of hope after that first energy session that I thought, you know what? Maybe there is something different out there. Yeah. It doesn't have to be like that. And it doesn't mean that my past was horrible. It doesn't mean that those belief systems are terrible. Yeah. It just means if I look at them, then I have the opportunity to choose whether to stay in them or choose something else, explore something else.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the approach of the characters, because they come from 4 different backgrounds, and you can see where the patterns were repeating, how their lives were shaped by what they grew up learning.
Right.
And, to be able to look at that, because at first I know I had resistance, well, what are you trying to say? My parents were bad parents? And I felt that resistance where I had to defend them. Right. When it's not about that. They did the best they could, living in their wounds and traumas and all the things that they learned from their parents.
Right.
So I love the fact that you reinforce it's not good or bad. It just is. And Janice is always like, start with the facts. What's true? If you can't look at what's true, then you're going to stay on what you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we were responding to circumstances, right? To conditions that were present in our environment. And nobody said to us, hey, now you get to go make your own conditions. So we just keep perpetuating the conditions that we knew. And part of it is because we've become identified with those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my dad left when I was 6. I saw myself as somebody who was abandoned by her father.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing that actually happened. But as long as I'm identifying with that, there's some sadness and misery and loss and, you know, inability to ever be whole. I mean, living wholeness is because I was walking around with all these holes trying to HOLES, right? Trying to hide them. Like, no, I don't need anything. You know, I'm fine. Meanwhile, I had all these holes that I was trying to cover. And what I found out was the holes weren't real. There wasn't anything wrong with me. I had just identified with something that had happened in my life, and I decided it was telling me about myself, that I was flawed in some way.
Whoa.
And that's what we do. That's where the whole, you know, we're constantly comparing ourselves. When you were talking about, you know, that the ego saying, I've done my work, that's still a judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a judgment we place upon ourselves. And if I'm judging myself, then I know I'm still judging other people out there.
That's right.
And if I'm judging people out there, then I know I'm still judging myself.
Right.
So I love that this book gives such a warm, safe place to start exploring that without having to reveal that to anyone else. It's the safety of your own mind, the safety of your own space. And one thing that I keep hearing we need to touch on is, I know for me, coming out of that autopilot, I didn't know what questions to ask.
Right.
So what kind of questions would you encourage and offer for people to ask themselves, just stepping into the light out of the dark?
Yeah. It's interesting because the question has to be meaningful to you, and it has to be something that you actually want to know the answer to. So often we ask questions like, what's wrong with me?
That's the only one I would ask.
Right? Why can't I do this? Why does this person always do this to me? Why does this always happen? We're asking questions and we're getting answers, people. This is the thing. You ask a question. I mean, in the Bible, what do they say? Ask and it is found, or seek and it is found. That's what it means. You ask a question, you're going to get an answer. Make sure you're asking questions that you want to know the answer to. Anything that's opening, anything that opens you to possibilities. For example, in the book, one thing I say is I actually looked up one day crying. This is 18 years ago. And I said, if this is all there is to life, you can have it. Like, I'm not interested. I was done. I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired. I'm frustrated. I'm sick of being effing disappointed. You know, I don't believe it'll ever get better anymore, which means I don't even have the energy to try it again. Like, I'm out. I'm done. If this is it, no, thank you.
Right.
But something came up in me and said, and this is what I'm asking people to connect with, because this is in you right now. It can't ever not be there. That part of you that steps forward and says, but if there is something else, please show me.
Yes.
Right? It's the hope that Judy referred to. It's like that part of you that says, I'm not doing this anymore. I declare I'm done with this. But I don't know what else there is. So ask, what else is there? What can I see that will make me happy to be alive? What do I need to know that's going to help me jump out of bed in the morning? Or even, you know, open my eyes without groaning. You know, like, wherever you are, it doesn't have to be a big step. Maybe the idea of jumping out of bed in the morning excited sounds like a unicorn fantasy to you right now. Been there, right? How do I get up in the morning and not hate myself?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question.
Yep. That's a wonderful question. And we always laugh about the unicorn. You know, I can remember waking up and being like, shit, I'm here again. Now, I wasn't one that was going to go jump off a cliff or anything, but there were days where I was like, fuck, another day. Oh, how am I going to do this? Mm-hmm.
Right. I think there are a lot of days that we're like that. And we wonder, we ask ourselves, what's wrong with me that I'm like that? And it's like, we live in a society that's not okay.
Mm-mm.
That's what's wrong with us.
Yeah.
But the thing is that when it's us, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this isn't actually about me. This is that I'm living in a society where things have gotten really distorted and confusing and messy, right? And so, well, gee, what is society other than the expression of the people living in it and how they're feeling inside their own bodies and inside their own lives? And so, gee, if we change the way we feel, we'll show up differently, and society, that will ripple through society. We are not separate from our society. We are it.
Yes. Yes. And something we talk a lot about is society has become so performance based.
Yeah.
And we knew this was going to hit. In the pre-show meeting, Kris said conversations that matter. And it landed for both of us. And when people are living performance-based lives, they can't have conversations that matter.
No.
They're not having them with themselves. They're not having them with other people. And this is what I feel like, this is where we start. When you're having conversations with yourself that matter, where you're exploring and finding out why you believe the things you do, why do you respond to certain things the way you do when you're triggered. Me was like, why is anger my safety emotion?
Right.
No matter what the hell's going on, I can always switch it to anger because it's okay for me to be angry.
Right.
It's powerful.
Yeah. Those are things that when you start asking yourself from that space of curiosity, not judgment, curiosity, like, wow, okay. Look, I just respond. We have the infamous fitted sheet incident in my house where I lost my mind because the fitted sheet wouldn't fit. Was it about the fitted sheet? No. There were plenty of times I'd get that angry back in the day and just be like, it was that fucking sheet's fault.
Right.
But the whole time that was happening, I was watching myself act like a complete idiot. But I was like, ooh, there's something here.
Yeah.
So the questions are like the keys that open the doors.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
And, we were talking this morning about, I've been thinking a lot lately about how we're all part of this human system. You're part of the system of your family, in a relationship, you're part of a system. We're inside our own skin, but we're also in a shared world. And I was thinking about the cells in our bodies are in similar circumstances. So, I'll have a cell in my liver, lots of cells in my liver, and they're being liver cells, right? And I also have cells in my heart being heart cells. And I was thinking about how life has a tendency to kind of shape us for the role that we're here to play. And that so much of our suffering is because we're arguing with, instead of trying to understand what's my role, who am I, what's important about being me? Why did the universe say, you know what? We need a Janice right here in this place, right here at this time. Like, instead of asking that and really getting to know ourselves and find out what makes us tick and find out how the universe talks to us, we tend to say, like, I don't want to be the liver cell. I want to be the heart cell. Right?
Yes. Society says we should be heart cells. I want to be a heart cell.
Yeah. Heart cells got it better than I do. Look how much better it is to be them than it is to be me. Meanwhile, I don't know anything about being a liver cell because I'm not even engaged in it because I'm so busy looking over the fence going, I want to be something else. Right? But fortunately, in our bodies, our liver cells are actually like, I'm a liver cell and I'm going to do the best job of that I possibly can. It's like engaged in doing it because there isn't a part that's saying, is this okay?
Yeah. And it's funny, they're bringing up your connection with animals. Your horses don't walk around wishing they were a dog. Your dog doesn't walk around wishing they were one of your horses.
Right. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think it feeds that vein of you are who you are and you are here for a reason. So start to explore what that is.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
not broken. There's nothing to fix. It's a great adventure into finding return and feeling comfortable.
Did that take over the microphone?
I didn't know we were going to use the tools so soon. I love it.
I was thinking 5 before. I'll just do a ding.
I love it.
That's great.
Did that work out okay? I
It
kind
was
of blew it.
beautiful.
I kind of blew it last week. We had an incredible experience. In the middle of it, we're like running overtime. And I'm like, I don't know how to end this. And I interrupted it.
You didn't
oh my
blow
God.
it. We were learning. It was an experience that we learned from.
Yes. So is that better?
Okay. So in wrapping that up, do you have any final words about the book that you would like to share with our audience? And then we're going to let them know how to get it and how they can contact you.
No, I mean, it's really meant to be your experience with yourself. And so I just invite you to, to have your experience and know that it doesn't need to be anything other than what it is. When your body and your life are allowed to feel like home, there's no limit to what becomes possible, and you'll actually have the energy to follow through on it.
So how can we get your book, Kris?
It's on Amazon.
And
you'll see it here. Go ahead, Judy.
No, we have the link up for the paperback as well as the Kindle. It would be greatly appreciated if you read the book and then leave a review. That would be awesome. One of the things I love about it is it's 90 pages.
Mm-hmm.
It's 90 pages. It's a nice quick read.
Mm-hmm.
I love what you shared about with your mother. Your mother has read the book. She's read it a couple times, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And she has shared with you that when she starts feeling anxious, she goes over, picks up the book and just opens it to a page and then starts to read aloud. And that has really helped ground her and calm her back down.
Wow.
So it's being used in a manner in which you didn't expect, Kris.
No, I didn't. And I think one of the things I understand about, that's why I can speak so confidently about life put us where it did and made us who we are, and that our job is to participate well with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I can be so confident about that because I didn't know what this book was going to be or how it was going to be used. But, something way smarter than I did know. Yeah. And somehow managed to, guide me along kicking and screaming much of the way into a place where it's there for people to use wherever they are, however works for them, which is, of course, what that infinite intelligence would do.
I love it. So Amazon, you can get it in paperback. You can get it on the Kindle. We have the links there. We'll share them again in the comments under the show as well. And Kris, if somebody wanted to contact you, how can they reach you? What's the best way to get you?
You can actually email me at kris.burke@masterfulu.com.
Okay.
And I respond. I respond to emails. So, yeah.
The interesting thing is we have info@masterfulu.com.
Also comes to me.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And there's a Masterful U Instagram account.
Yes.
And a Facebook page.
Yes, there is. I mean, Christian knows about that and manages those. And so absolutely. And she's really good about letting me know anything that I need to know.
Awesome. And so you mentioned the app. When the app is completed, which it's a matter of days, those accounts will start promoting the app as well.
Yes, absolutely. And the app is, it's free. It's a place to go and practice, fall in love with yourself, allowing your body and your life to feel like home.
Yes. And it takes practice, friends. It takes practice. So you give yourself grace as you practice.
And I'm still practicing. Like, in case that wasn't clear, I'm still practicing. There's no place where you're all of a sudden like, oh, the rest of these mortals are practicing and I'm doing some other thing. It's like, no, we're here in this shared world. We're all practicing.
Yeah. I've always like, if I were to meet total enlightenment in this lifetime, I wouldn't be here anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm in no hurry.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's probably true. Yeah. And besides, you know what? The process is the fun of it, I think.
I agree. When you approach it from the angle you are suggesting. Mm-hmm. Playful, figuring things, discovering, adventuring, being curious. Yeah. So, all right. That's a wrap. Wow. That went fast.
I'm always amazed how fast the show goes.
So fast. Thank you so much, ladies.
Oh, thanks for being here, Kris.
Thank you for being here. And we want to thank everybody that's watching for choosing to be here now with us. Get Kris's book. Please always remember,
we are not alone.
And don't ever forget, you are awesome. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.